Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. All
Okay.
right, ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, cool. Ha ha ha. Yo.
Hi, fam. Welcome back, beauties, handsomen's. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Unrehearsed.
Unrehearsed.
This is amazing. It's hitting me now.
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
Is it hitting you?
Is this the last episode of the season?
This is the season finale.
Season finale.
And I can't believe
Unrehearsed.
we actually did this.
Right. Let's
Like-
do a quick recap. Just kidding.
Like, if you tune into the episode on like dreams and visions, you know, I had said about taking advantage of. Is Brandon really struggling with that door?
Okay, Brandon?
Jeez. I think he's good.
I think you got it.
Okay. Yeah. I had said about taking advantage of that little spark and just seeing where it can go. And the fact Brandon's trying to close the bathroom door and it's not happening.
We won't walk
now.
in on you, we promise.
Yeah. But the fact that we took advantage of that little spark and it's turning, like, we have a name for it, we have a brand, an image for it, and we shot a whole, this is episode number 10.
Yeah.
We are wrapping the final season. Let's go. We actually did it. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of all of us.
It happened so fast. Like, I'm honestly in shock because I was just like, wow, like, it's already over. Well, it's not over.
Like, this part
like,
is done.
over, but I'm like, wow, the first season, shot,
done.
finished. Like,
me and Brandon were speaking off camera, and I was like, yo, did we shoot this entire season in a month? And he was like, yeah.
Did we really?
Yeah, like, if you're not counting the very, very first one that kind of like been sitting in the vault
we did it
collecting
in
dust.
2 months.
Yeah, if you don't count that one and just where it was like, okay, we actually gonna do this and we gonna hit it.
Right.
Because think about it, this is like episode 4 that we shot on today alone, and then the last one we shot 3 episodes, and then before that we only shot 2.
We have not been playing.
Wow.
We're getting it done, people.
Go back
For
and watch
you beautiful humans.
that Dreams and Visions one. Take advantage of that little spark and just keep building.
Yes.
But today, I figure what better way to cap off the first season than by actually just saying what our purpose for this is and who we are. Like, we've shared a lot of information about ourselves throughout the episode, but there hasn't been throughout the season, but there hasn't been a dedicated episode where it was like, okay, this is the show, this is us, this is the show, this is why we're doing this, this is what we hope to create. So I guess we can start off, with like brief little, like, I guess testimonies or introductions, whatever we feel led to share about our own selves individually, whatever we're comfortable with. And then I guess after that we can get into like what our individual and collective heart is for the show.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I knew you were gonna do that. I feel like you always end up talking to your like Mo, and I'm like, dang it. Okay.
Man, we gonna finish this lane. We gonna finish this season.
Come on.
Ran into some technical issues, but we all right though. So
I'm gonna
you
go
go
first.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I was like, okay. Let's see. Who am I? So my real name's Moriana, everyone. Just in case you guys don't know me, Moriana Jack. That's my name. I'm 26. My birthday's November 26th, so it's my golden year. Thank you. And then let's see. I'm a college student currently getting my bachelor's in psychology.
Hey-yo.
And then I also am in love with children. I think they're the best humans in the world. So I spend a lot of my like occupation is working with children, whether it's in a Montessori setting, just always like school settings, varying ages, all that goodness. I proudly go to Palabra de Dios Church in Antioch, California, 501 Autoceno Drive, so that's where y'all can find me.
Hey, yo.
If y'all trying to see me. And so that's pretty much, that's me. Like, I live in Alamo. I live a pretty like peaceful, good life, and I'm just very grateful. I'm very grateful for where I am in my life right now. So yeah.
Okay, I guess I go right.
Okay, cool.
So my name is Deshaun Force. I am. What am I?
Great question. The people would like to know.
I've finished school. I'm no longer in school. Like, I've graduated with my bachelor's and my associate's associates in recording arts, bachelor's in business. And yeah, as far as transparency, I founded it. That's your boy. You know what I'm saying? So, owner and founder of Transparency. I'm an artist, recording artist to be exact, producer.
Come on, give them reach
Oh,
your receipt, sir. Reach your receipt.
Okay, I'm a recording artist, a producer, songwriter. I'm a director, film producer,
Right.
writer, actor, now a podcaster.
Let's go. Y'all, he just keeps adding to it.
Yeah. And some of y'all kept up with the music, now watching the podcast, or maybe you're new entirely to everything. So when you're done with this podcast, if you haven't already, check out your boy's music. Links all of that to the in the description and all that kind of stuff. But that's who I am. I'm 23, born and raised in a Christian household, born and raised in the church, and have pretty much been living it my entire life. And God has took me in his own unique direction for me as far as life goes, because I ain't pictured none of this. But I'm happy and I'm glad and I'm proud, and I wouldn't change anything of it. I'm trying to think. Yeah. What else did you share that I haven't shared?
Your
Birthday? August 10th.
Let's go.
August 10th.
It's in there. I was like, I'm remember. Birthdays are important, so I'm like, I have to remember my friend's birthday.
So, yeah, man, that's just brief of who I am, and as far as this is concerned,
what's your purpose here?
I'm head honcho.
Head honcho.
Like
head honcho.
I'm head honcho. Everything trickles back up to me, because I run the business. I own the business. Literally. So yeah, and so that's just briefly, like, you know, who we are as people. As far as me and Mo goes, before we became podcasters, before we decided to give this a try, we've been friends for a few years now.
Yeah, we have been.
Yeah, friends.
It's been good. You know, I realized that we connected a lot because he's like such a deep thinker. So like our conversations could just go, and I'm like, yo. And I really love to pick people's brains, and he always gives really good answers, which leads me to even more questions. And I'm like, but what about this? And he's like, yo. And so yeah, so that's totally our relationship. So literally. This is like, so what we're doing here, we've done multiple times on the phone. Like, we just be sitting there chopping it up, talking about stuff. So this is just like really the fruit of just our natural friendship that we have.
Yeah,
so.
like our natural conversations go like this, and that's kind of why one of the reasons why I wanted the show to be the structure that it is, or somewhat lack thereof, if you will. Because that's just how our natural dialogues, that's how we got to know each other. So it's like, I wouldn't necessarily want to change it. And, you know, I want to, you know, make it like I want to work and not even necessarily feel like, dang, yo, I'm working. It's like, you know, it's like right now, yes, we're shooting a podcast, but it's like I'm talking to my friend, bro. And so it's like, am I really shooting a podcast? Yes, but it's like I'm chopping it up with my dog. Here, you know what I mean? And so the brief backstory, I guess we can probably share a brief backstory on how this kind of happened, I guess. So here's how it kind of started.
Okay.
And I said it on Dreams and Visions, that recent episode, that I wanted a podcast of my own. As I wrote it down as part of my business plan. I don't know when I was going to start it. I just knew and just felt I really needed to have a podcast, just for diversity's sake. Like, you got to diversify in the business world, you know. And so I wrote it down as part of the business plan. And then if you go way back into my YouTube, I even did a little one-off special podcast episode with a couple cousins of mine. But even then, I knew that wasn't going to be consistent. You know, I just knew it was just a little one-off thing I wanted to do, and I just wanted to get in there. Just like, what does this feel like? How does this work? Let's just shoot this little one-off thing. So me and Brandon shot that, and my cousins agreed to do it. And I just it just stayed in my heart, stayed in my head, and I was just obviously still working on music and cranking stuff out. Me and Mo get to know each other. It's funny is because Mo remembered me and I didn't even remember her.
I know the disrespect. I remember that day. Where were we? We were at, like,
Was it-
I actually think we were at my church. Was it? Did you go
Like
to Coachella?
when we met.
No.
I didn't do
So when
Coachella.
we met, that's so funny. Like when we met and I was like, oh, like he had introduced, well, like our mutual friend. Do we say our mutual friend's name or do we not say his name?
Yeah, it was John.
Okay, it was John. Our mutual friend John, like he already was friends with Deshaun, and so I was like, all right, cool. And so then, and I'm like, the way that my brain works is I remember people, like I remember their faces, I remember names, because again, I think that's very important. So I'm like, I make a note to like, I'm gonna remember you. So if I see you again, I'm gonna say your name, and you gonna know, like, oh yeah, she really know me. And so I see him, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're this guy, and I'm like you're Deshaun, and he's like, I am, and I'm like, yeah, I'm Mo, and he's like, I'm sorry, I don't remember you, and I was like,
Like,
wow.
how do you know me?
Yeah.
She's like, I follow you on everything.
Literally, I was like, I follow you. I'm like, you're friends with John, and I'm like pretty much telling him his whole life, and he's like, yo, and I was like, yeah, and he's like, oh, well, that's cool, and I'm like, yeah. So,
And by that time, I had been doing music for a couple of years, and so you actually took a picture
with you?
Like of me and I think it was me, Stephen Malcolm, and
I did. Yeah. I'm sorry, like
and
my
like,
voice.
I
was like, bro.
I still have the picture on my phone.
That's facts. Because then I was like, can you take my picture after? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, and like she took the picture, and I totally forgot I handed her my phone. Like we weren't even like formally introduced that night.
But I remembered his face, y'all.
Yeah, which was weird because I had a mask on.
Dang, I'm just really good. Like stalker, just kidding. No, I'm just like really good with faces.
Like I had a mask
But you did
on.
take it off for the picture though.
No.
You did not?
No, I still
Not
got
him about to whip it out. Okay.
I got the
About to
picture.
show the picture.
I
Okay.
I don't think I did.
Really? Okay, I'm just very good with faces then. If you know me, you know that I'm really good with faces and names. Like if I forget a name, it's like it bothers my soul, just letting you know.
That's hilarious. Depends on the person for me. My gosh, nah, it's about to irritate me how I can't find this. But trust and believe I still have this picture because I just saw it recently.
What was the Invasion tour?
But
Like in October?
I don't know, somewhere around it. But
I think so.
anyway, she took the picture, and I didn't even remember until she told me that she took the picture way later, and I was like, no freaking way.
I'm telling you, I have such a great memory. Like I was telling him like the time, I'm like, yo, this is what we was doing. This is how we met. He's like,
I was
oh.
like, what the heck? Well, hi.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we've been friends for years, and it wasn't until fairly recent. Like we've been friends for years, and she knew over time. I told her I wanted a podcast as just like part of my business plan, and then she told me that she always wanted a podcast.
Yeah.
But even then, the idea to start one and to try it out together didn't come until way later, until she decided, because like she said, she has a lot of questions. She decided she wanted to interview you, boy.
Oh, I know. It's because, like, y'all, if you know me, like, and you're my friend and you have some kind of, like, creative platform, like, you don't even have to ask me. I just freely give my opinion and, like, share my thoughts. But it's not because I'm like, oh, I think this is horrible. But I'm like, you know what? I see, like, there could be some improvement in this place. Or, like, as an outsider, like, I would love to see this from you. And I'm just like, just free, just like, here you go.
Free ideas.
Yeah.
Free creative direction.
Yeah, creative direction, because I'm a creative director.
Yes,
Go.
ma'am.
Forgot to talk about that. That's what I
type.
am.
It's on the business card.
It is. It is.
But yeah, like she was like, cause I put out Transparent too, and she had a lot of questions about it. Just about like where my head was at creatively. I'm gonna find this later. This is bothering me. But a lot of questions about it creatively, and then I feel like if I put something out publicly, then questions about it is like fair game. Like ask me about it, it's out public. I can't like keep the secret, it's public.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll never shy away from a question. And so I'd answer her questions and all the questions that she had, and she was like, you should probably really have like someone interview you so you can really go in depth about these things. And me just always like noticing when there's a spark or when there's a good idea and taking advantage of it and just being entrepreneurial. I was just like, yeah, you're right. You trying to do it?
Right, literally.
like you trying to do it?
Literally.
You can
I
do
was
it.
like, hey, let's go.
And then next, we shot the very first episode.
Yeah.
and it just kind of sat for a little while because a little bit more time passed by. Other things was happening in between our personal lives, and we couldn't really commit to it collectively at the time. And which is why you could tell, like, between the difference between the two, between the very first episode and this batch of episodes.
Yeah.
And me, just like I knew the conversation was going to go well because we talk all the time, so I knew it wasn't going to be weird.
Yeah.
And then I just knew it was going to be really good, so I was like, okay, you should do it. And then we did it, and then at the end, I'm like, this is good. We doing this again?
Right,
like, I'm putting this out there, like, yeah, this is good. We should probably do this more often.
Yeah.
And now here we are. So that's how things kind of started.
Come on. And then what's the purpose? What is the purpose of Unrehearsed? Why are we here? So that's who we are. Why are we here?
Well, here's me. I'll speak for myself. Okay. I believe I said this I probably said this to Al. I can't remember. Gosh, I gotta remember who I'm talking to, and I start bringing up old conversations. But I felt like there is a need. I mean, when it comes from a business standpoint, when it comes to business, you discover a need and do what you can to provide a solution. That's literally like the basis of business. And so I always felt like there wasn't, like, the voices that we have, the perspectives that we've have, I felt like not enough of that was out there. Like, it wasn't, because, you know, people our age, young or like early mid 20s, people our age were probably, many of us are doing things completely different than this.
Yeah. We
might be out just wilding out or just doing whatever, or just like living wild in our youth. And so they would have certain thoughts that line up with those things. And here we are of the same age, around the same age, and it's like, yeah, we don't really move like that.
Yeah, that's like true.
Yeah. We hang with all of y'all that be moving like that. But we ourselves don't really buy into that.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't really go suggest some of those stuff to other people. And
right.
I felt like, it's like, wait a minute. What about the people like us, even if it's just a few of us out there? Like, I felt like there's more that could be provided to the table. Like, for example, we talked a little bit throughout the season about like cheating and stuff like that, and about how a lot of it's been desensitized and even turned into a joke, and how it's so common and all that kind of stuff. And I think I probably even shared a story about how I once knew this girl who pretty much expected to get cheated on.
Yeah.
And here I am like, the heck are y'all doing? Like, I don't fool with that at all. Like, that ain't, there not people our age out there that's like, yeah, that ain't it, bro. Like, nah. So I felt like voices like that needed to be heard. And then also I felt like more of a safe space needed to be created for those type of conversations from people our age that are learning to navigate life as it's happening. And literally that's what we're sharing our experiences as it's happening. Like I've said it a couple of times on this season, hey yo, I'm still on the ground floor. I'm not where I want to be. Like, I'm assembling the Avengers and stuff like that. And so I felt like that space, for me personally, I felt like that space needed to be created, in that safe space to have those rough conversations of things that we've encountered as just young people, whatever it could be, from relationship issues to addictions to, you know, some stuff that the Bible might call in the book of Timothy youthful lust. You know, I feel like that space needed to be there.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Okay. Well, for me, I just feel like I have a lot of good things to say. Well, not so much good things to say, but naturally I'm a leader at my church, and so I over time have learned that I really enjoy pouring into people. And I believe, like, and I don't say this like because I don't believe in false humility, but I would say that I am a wise woman.
Hey, go ahead.
And in saying that, I don't believe that wisdom is something that you keep and you like lock up. I believe wisdom is something that you share, you know, and that you give to people who are willing to listen, and especially to younger people. Like, I haven't been through like a whole bunch of stuff in my life, but honestly, it's just because the Lord has shielded me from a lot of things, and because like I've walked in His ways, and according to His purpose, like it just kept me from a lot of things that other people have gone through. But that doesn't mean that my walk has just been like, you know, squeaky clean and just like perfect. And so just with the things that I've learned over time in my life, like I just want to pour into other young ladies, specifically young ladies, because I mean, like, if I'm being honest, like I could like talk to the young men, but you know, I'm a woman myself, so like young ladies, young women, like I just want to create a space where we could talk about things, you know, that may be uncomfortable, where I can like really pour into y'all, because like, yeah, if there's things that I've gone through that you don't have to go through, because you can learn from my mistake, you know, or learn to do better, like I want that for you. So yeah, so that's really my heart in this, like to be a voice to this generation. So
hence the Instagram handle.
Right.
Voice to the generation.
Right. Yeah, it's in the name I was given. Like
yeah, and that's really it. It's just like, and there's definitely a need out there.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff
for
like
more voices like this.
For more voices, for
Yeah.
more spaces and platforms to be built like this, and just even like filming these episodes, it's like, yo, there's like we will film an episode and runtime be close to an hour, and I'm like, yo, there's still so much more to unpack.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, we've been holding this in for, oh man, we've been dealing with this, and we ain't really had much space to spill all of these things. From like, what about the people who know what the main crowd is doing, but it's not, they don't really rock with that. You know, we love everybody and we cool with everybody, but we not necessarily, we don't want to go that route. We want to go something different, so our struggles may be a little different. And
right.
Yeah, I felt like, and I've been feeling like that since I was like kid in high school. So it's like,
I was like, is there something wrong with me at some point? Like when I was like 12 or 13, my grandpa's like, no, you're good. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, cause like if you don't know, you know better. You'd be like, man, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Everyone looking at me like I'm weird and stuff like that. But it's like, nah, you rocking with God, and you might be in an environment where that's not happening as much. And two, you just different.
Yeah.
And so we want this show to pretty much provide a space, a safe space, and a platform for those deep conversations. And just doing this season, I realized there was a lot more to unpack.
Yeah.
Like we got to get into like porn addiction. Like we've talked.
I can't wait for that one.
We've talked, catch us on season 2. Mm-hmm. Like we've talked about those ideas and how we really want to like attack that. And there's more, bruh.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Like there's so much to unpack, like childhood trauma.
Ooh.
And it's like, and it's better to unpack these things now while we're young, instead of,
because it translates into your adulthood, whether you want it to or not. Even if you've avoided it for years, it's still going to show up some way, somehow. It just manifests itself very differently in each individual.
God forbid you have kids and you ain't worked that stuff out yet.
Man, oh, that hurt my soul.
Oh, my fault. I did it again, did I?
Doing that.
But like, I've seen that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen that with people that I've known. And so it's like, man, these conversations are very important to have. Yeah. These aren't the easiest of conversations. These aren't the most fun conversations. Yeah. They're not always lighthearted. And we'll not saying every episode is gonna be super deep.
Right.
I mean, we know the balance. Mm-hmm. We know it's very important to balance. Yeah. But overall, we want to make sure that those conversations are had to, because it's necessary. That's the key. That's the thing. It's necessary. It needs to happen. I feel like it needs to happen. And so, yeah. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
I just want to say that I'm very excited for the next seasons and just for where the Lord is going to take this. And Absolutely. I really pray that this is just a real blessing to your lives. And like, feel free to DM us, reach out to us, tell us, give testimonies, like tell us how is this impacting you, or if there's something like that you don't agree with, tell us as well. Like, we are not those people where we're just like, oh, we're so like one-sided and like, one track minds and things. Like, we're open for conversation and things like that. So yeah, and we just want to interact with y'all. We want to hear from y'all. Yeah, maybe in the future, God willing, then we'll like host events where it's like, hey, like unrehearsed get together. Hey, that sounds fun. Let's do that. I just thought about that.
Outreach.
But yes, but just like have events and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, like, man, that's definitely places right. And that's, it's funny that you bring that up, because as far as like just outreach goes, that's also part of my business plan.
Okay, let's go.
So maybe it'll happen through this. We don't know where God will take this, if he takes it anywhere. But I just know it's like not coincidental for me to write about this in 2021, and then it happened in 2023, and it just comes together so like easily. This isn't a burden to do. This isn't a burden for me to do this. I love doing this, bro. I'm like, bro, like, dang, like this is like, this feels really good. This feels like it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, like she said, we're open. Like, we want to create these safe spaces, so let's talk about it. Like, if there's other topics that you may want to see covered, DM either one of us. I read all of my DMs, all the requested DMs that come my way. Like, I read them all, and hit us up. You know what I mean? Like, and then also when you go to the official website, link in the description, forevertransparent.com, you go to the contact, there's a form where you can fill out. Feel free to leave comments in on that. Right now the form is like in regards to like booking me, but in the future, once things really get, built up, I can modify stuff for, just comments, questions, concerns, and stuff like that, to where like you can send in anything, or, then maybe if we hit it real big, we'll get a P.O. box. Folks start sending in fan mail.
Jesus, I declare that. I receive that.
People start sending in fan mail. We'll have like just, like segments where we just reading fan mail and stuff like that. And, we'll
just questions, coming in with questions or things that you want us to talk about. If you want to pick our brains, feel free to do it. Like, we're willing to share with y'all.
Me personally, I'm all about, like, reason why I want to do outreach at some point is because, I mean, my mom used to really run the outreach for our church, and so and I used to tag along and help her, me and my brothers. So I kind of grew up doing that and seeing that, and even this year, like, we always do like a toy giveaway around the holidays. For Thanksgiving, we used to do a turkey giveaway. Weren't able to do it this year, but we did do our toy giveaway. But I like I had brought up when I had dropped the first project, and then my old friend had told me how it impacted her. I love that. That's where the fulfillment comes in for me. Like, meeting the people where they are and seeing how what I'm doing is helping and impacting. And yeah, that's why I want to get into the outreach at some point. Maybe God will open up that door through this. It kind of makes sense. We'll see what God will do with it. But we just wanted this quick, brief little season finale episode to give you guys the what and the why. This isn't just, we want to do a podcast. Let's just do it. Like, we was talking about the why. Remember, we were talking about the why. We wanted to give you guys our purpose and our reasons for doing this, because, it's real. And so.
All right. We love you, fam. Season finale of Unrehearsed. Catch us in season 2. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for, everything.
Literally, I was like, there's so much, not just the podcast.
Yeah, links in the description as always. Follow us both on Instagrams. Check out the official website. Check out the merch site. All of that you can find through the official website. Links to everything. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. And share this with, if you love this, comment below. Let us know how this has impacted you. This is something we've never done before, and we just stepped out on faith. We don't know where it's going, if it's going anywhere. We'll see in the future where God will take this. And we gonna come back with another season, bro. We really shot the first season, bro. That's insane.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Y'all be easy, bro.
Bye. Love y'all, fam.
Jeez, that's a wrap.